Hi guys, welcome to goalposts. There's an update in Osimhen's saga. Now, Napoli and Ahli have agreed a deal to move Osimhen from Napoli to their club. The deal will worth 80 million euros. The salary they are offering Osimhen is about 30 million euros per season. Now, if you look at these guys, what do you make of that? If you look at this whole deal, Napoli is negotiating with a European club and they are asking for 100 million. Now, they are agreeing a deal for a Saudi club that, in quotes, they have money. They are, they are not agreeing a deal about 80 million. Do you think that Napoli is doing this intentionally? They want to frustrate other European clubs like Chelsea or PSG, or even frustrate Osimhen? Because it doesn't make sense. If the deal is 80 million for everybody, it should be 80 million for if you are in Saudi or Europe, doesn't matter. But they are accepting this deal now. What do you make of that, Nonso?
There are certain clause to a deal when proposed that we're not looking at. Like, what if the player bags a goal? Every goal he scores, will we be paying the bonus to Osimhen directly, or will we pay to Napoli? What if he wins an award? What if the club qualifies for the AFC, that's the Asian football competition? Will he be paying? Will they be paying a certain amount? Because these are all the clauses you need to look out for before you perhaps blacklist them. But Chelsea are just willing to pay for maybe 80 million pounds for him, and that's the end of it. But they're looking at other clauses. If you're not going to pay us the full 150 million, at least pay some other clauses to amount. You understand? And if you're going to pay in full, pay maybe 90 million, then and so on and so forth. But I think Chelsea are bringing the pay it and spread the bill over 8 years, and Arsenal are not even looking in that direction. Maybe a PSG is willing to spread the bill over a 3-year clause. We don't know that, because these are the things we didn't actually see in the official proposal from these two clubs. But now this Saudi club are willing to pay in full in one installment, which is what Napoli wants.
I think that's actually the problem. It's not necessarily the amount.
The amount you're paid.
Yes.
The how you want to make the payment.
You want to pay one installment.
Yes,
so
one installment.
Napoli can accept one installment for 80 million.
And use the money to fund other transfers than bank on the expectations of, we will get money from this deal next year and upper years. So we'll start doing business on expectations of what we will receive in the future. They want to hold that money and do other businesses, and I think that's a good deal for Napoli, holding out their bet until they get their full pay.
Okay, now John, if you look at it again, what he's saying that he doesn't think that Chelsea and PSG, they don't want to pay one installment, they want to spread. That was the problem, because the initial deal was that they will accept only 100 million euros upward. Now they are accepting 80. What do you make of that? Do you think that is because the way the other club like Chelsea is structuring the deal? Now the rumor is that Chelsea is looking for a loan and an obligation to buy next year. Napoli wants the money now.
I think for me, looking at that deal, Chelsea have Napoli have double standards when you look at that deal. When you take it at face value, they have double standards, because let's not forget, this is still the Champions League we're talking about this season, as well as going forward. You do not want to strengthen competitors in Europe as against somebody in Saudi Arabia.
Napoli is not playing Champions League this season.
Even Chelsea are not playing not this season, maybe next season. So I think for me, it's a scenario of them looking to strengthen Saudi Arabia, get the money from Saudi Arabia. If you look at the contract, there are clauses there that should bring them more money year on year as he plays over there, and they are looking at making the most out of Osimhen rather than moving him on to a Chelsea or a Paris Saint-Germain. Mind you, the Paris Saint-Germain had 220 million euros to pay them upfront for both players, but they did not want to sell Kvaratskhelia. They just wanted to sell Osimhen, and Chelsea want to split that payment over maybe 6 years or more. So I think they haven't had any credible offer apart from Paris Saint-Germain and Chelsea. And so they've done what I said they were going to do. I said that later on in the window, Napoli are going to have to move on their stance of 120 million to allow this guy move. And they made that move now. Let's see if another club will come into the fray, because as it is right now,
80 million is affordable.
It's affordable. Clubs can say, okay, we can pay, if not 80, we can pay 70 up front and pay 30 over 2 years. It's still a good deal.
That's also the problem. We don't want Napoli. If you look at the way they are going about this business of Osimhen, they are not frustrating anybody. They just don't want an installment payment that would last the next 3 years. You understand? They want something that would last now, so they can close the topics on that and move on to the next one. They don't want anything that would last the next 3 years, so they can start dragging somebody to come and pay. You know something? There's something I've learned about debt. When you owe a debt for long, the person you're owing would, at some point after you've paid a percentage, would want to leave.
No, clause when they have an agreement, because if you break that agreement, they will take you to club. You pay double, so they're always going to pay.
So
yes.
Now, even if you're going to pay, the time you spend in court, so they don't want to drag it in court. They don't want to drag it. So they want an installment, and it's a player they got in for a heavy fee as well. If you look at when they got him in from Leo, they got him for a heavy fee. So they don't want to get anything less than that fee they paid originally for him. So I think that's where the problem is. Getting a player for about 70 million euros or 75 million euros, and you want to let him go, and the club is willing to pay 60 million euros now, is less than, and they don't want to do that business. They want to do, at least if you're going to pay now, pay more than what we got him for, then pay other bonuses. We'll accept that.
Okay, guys. Secondly, the salary they are offering Osimhen. You need to talk about that salary. If you look at this, 30 million euros per season. If you do the calculation in naira, please don't do the calculation in naira, because you go mad. It's about 1 billion naira every week. Now, but if you look at it as a player, if you look at that deal, earning that much, are you tempted to be going to that kind of, accepting that kind of bid? If you are a player, just personal, if it's a personal opinion now.
For me now, it's a mentality thing. For me, if not for injuries, I would like to play one of these big leagues, and playing in big leagues is not for the money. Play for the passion. Then after the passion has, just like Oscar said, there you go for the money.
Oscar went for the money when he was 26 years.
Oscar said, at some point, the people that make the money are the club owners. But we also, as footballers, want to make and enjoy those money. So I think, just like Oscar said, you play for the passion to some extent, then you play for the money for full time. So I think for me, I'll go for the passion.
Come out and own it with your full chest. I disagree.
I'll go for the passion.
I disagree. Let's just state it here. Let's just call it state the obvious. Simple and short. Like, you're telling me play for which passion? Who passion help? Who passion put food for a table? 1 billion every week. What are you? Even if you are Ronaldo or Ronaldinho, 1 billion every week. You tell me you choose passion. Who passion help? So go for the money. Get your 30 million euros and enjoy yourself. That's just what it is. Because trust me, you're going to play football. The same football you play in Europe, you're going to play it in Saudi. Better appreciation, better remuneration, better healthcare, better living standards compared to Italy and Napoli right now. So move to Saudi. Maybe you stay there for 2-3 seasons. You come back to the Premier League, buy one club, and then you're playing somewhere.
Okay, just like Hurricane is sponsoring, is the shirt jersey sponsor for a club in the Division 4. And what's it called? Kylian Mbappe has a football club already. But I believe
the money they are offering is even bigger than Hurricane. Okay, guys, let's see what happens to Osimhen. The update now is that they have agreed. Napoli and Ahli has agreed the deal to move Osimhen. But Osimhen is still stalling. He's still talking with Chelsea to see if they can get agreement. I think he prefers Chelsea to moving to Saudi, because I think there is a pressure for him to continue, that he's still young for him to move to Saudi Arabia. So he's still checking the money and the passion as so say both of them are choosing money and passion, but he is particularly, Osimhen is looking at this deal, if he's going to go for the money or probably wait till Chelsea agrees a deal with Napoli. Okay, let's see how that plays out. Hopefully, he will make the right decision for himself. In further update about the Saudi club, they have actually agreed a deal to bring Ivan Toney to the club. The deal was about 40 million. They have already agreed with Ivan Toney's camp. They are now waiting for what will happen with Osimhen's deal. If the Osimhen deal didn't go through, they will probably bring in Ivan Toney. But let's see how this deal work out for everybody. See you guys next time.